Good evening, everybody. Thank you to be here. Thank you to be here so late to hear about Haiti. I don't, even in my function, every time I see those images, it's pretty hard on us. Because we try to work on the future, but the past is coming back at you every time. But indeed, it is an honor to be here at this acclaimed annual forum with so many distinguished participants. I have the occasion to meet some of them when I enter the room. I'd like to thank the Miami Herald and the World Bank for inviting me to speak to those attendees today. I would like especially to praise the Miami Herald for the ongoing dedicated coverage of Haiti. The plight of our people following January 12th earthquake has slipped from the headlines, and Haiti's struggle is no longer a news story at many major publications. The Miami Herald and its staff have followed the progress and challenges of our nation and our people in ways that touch the earth and stimulate meaningful dialogue, as the trailer of the documentary Nubuke so eloquently demonstrates. Thank you. 8 months after the earthquake, where are we? What has Haiti accomplished? What are our next steps? Although most of the work that has been done may not be readily visible to outsiders, observers, let me assure you, we are making significant progress and working aggressively on implementing our plan. Like the famous iceberg, much of what we have accomplished is hidden from open view. Tremendous time and effort went into planning, building teams, establishing priorities, laying foundation, and hundreds of other tasks that were and are essential to the work before us. Please keep in mind the unprecedented scope of Haiti's devastation following the earthquake. I think you can see by the images in Nubuke that our nation was ravaged. Almost every building in the city was flattened or suffered significant damage. Roads, hospitals, schools, municipal buildings, most were demolished. One must begin with saving lives and addressing the most critical human needs. What you see when you look at Haiti does not begin to tell the story of our progress. For example, there is criticism that only 2% of rubble have been removed from streets of Port-au-Prince. That is a fact. But for every fact, there are perceptions and there is the reality. While the perception is this is too slow, the debris should have been cleared, the reality is that we are moving as fast as possible under the circumstances and based on human priorities. To echo the word of one USAID officials, he said, it will take 1,000 trucks, 1,000 days to remove this amount of rubble from the streets of Port-au-Prince. Haiti did not have and don't have 1,000 trucks. We have not had 1,000 days. We only have 240 days. And what we have accomplished in those brief 240 days under the circumstances, remarkable when weighted against the challenges. Consider, for example, the biggest one. Relocating more than 1.5 million men, women, and children displaced after the earthquake. That means finding homes for more than 400,000 families. If we consider a very conservative price of $25,000 per house or apartment, the total cost will be over $10 billion. This amount, approximately, to the total average that has been pledged to Haiti for a decade, to build roads, schools, hospitals, support agriculture, remove rubble, and relocate those 400,000 families. But in looking at where we are today, we must also remember where we were before the earthquake. And any action plan must take into consideration the other 1 million people who were living in deplorable conditions prior to that dreadful January 12th. Any plan of action and any evaluation of progress has to consider the fact that countless jobs were lost and businesses were decimated. At this moment, while businesses are trying to rebuild, 70% of Haitians are without a steady job. Any plan has to consider that most of the structures necessary for Haiti recovery or new Haiti must be built by the private sector in a sustainable and profitable environment. We cannot allow construction that does not meet strict codes. We strongly believe in the future of Haiti as a self-sufficient economy, and we are building not for immediacy, but towards our vision for new Haiti and for the long term. Any plan has to consider the existing legal constraints, including a complex permitting process for construction or for starting a new business. Any plan has to link infrastructure and lodging with job opportunities and the available of critical services such as electricity, water, or school. Any plan of action has to consider funding for each step. A plan cannot move faster than its funding. In the aftermath of the earthquake, promises of aid flooded in. Most of those promises remain slow to be fulfilled completely. And the most crucial factor is that the Haitian government has little or no control over the scheduling of those disbursements. This is a serious impediment to Haiti's progress, and it is blocking any serious planning. We implore the international community to make good on their promises, to be clear on how those pledges will be disbursed and for which specific projects, so we can advance towards our vision and our goals within a reasonable timetable. In a situation as overwhelming as ours, with so many demands across the spectrum of human need, it takes time to prioritize. We are working to build back an entire nation, not as it was, but substantially better than it was. Simultaneously, we are working to protect the millions who remain homeless or who are in a makeshift shelter in order to protect them against future devastation as we approach the 8th of the Atlantic hurricane season. At the same time, we are coordinating myriad of international organizations and thousands of aid workers within our country. We are aggressively working on the implementation of the government plan for building a new Haiti. And here is what we achieved in 240 days. Decentralization is well underway, with roads linking cities throughout the country. So far, we have invested nearly $276 million in highway infrastructure, adding 247 kilometers of new roadways, opening up the interior regions. For example, Mirbalais, The site of the new teaching hospital that will open in early 2012 is now only at 35 minutes from Port-au-Prince. Before, it took almost 90 minutes to travel that distance. Some people are even making the trip to Mirebalais daily because they feel safer in the center region where no risk of future earthquake has been determined. In 2010, nearly 260 kilometers of road and 23 bridges are being built for a total investment of $580 million. The roads are improving the connection between 4 regions of Haiti: North, Central, Artibonite, and West. Additionally, 80% of Haiti pre-earthquake power capacity is fully restored. Equally, our communication system are 80% restored. Our plan is underway and it is working. 2 very large housing projects are in the way and will start next month. 1 in Fort National and 1 in Bowenfield, totaling almost $150 million. Those projects will create around 5,000 apartments and will allow for the relocation of more than 20,000 Haitians. And by the way, create jobs. Additionally, buildings in Port-au-Prince have been evaluated to determine the safety of the structure, and people are in some cases moving back into their homes. The city is being repopulated even as we rebuild. The government of Haiti continues to work diligently to increase investment outside of Port-au-Prince. Our good friends, Royal Caribbean International, is investing almost $55 million in cruise tourism projects on the North Coast, again away from the capital of Port-au-Prince, and in line with our vision for decentralizing. Thank you. Who would have believed that in only 240 days, more than 80% of the children who were attending school in Port-au-Prince before the quake are now back in school in the city? We are very proud that we have succeeded in returning in the educational system to some operational status. As you recall, 80% of our schools were flattened, completely destroyed by the earthquake. We have earmarked $100 million in funding for our schools. Yes, we will still need to replace teachers, educators, and administrators lost in the quake. We need textbooks and modern equipments, but we have made real progress in a short 240 days. National production in agriculture has dramatically improved, and Haitian-grown food products are now an important factor in the humanitarian support, as some international partners are willing to buy national products for distribution. Last month, the Special Recovery Commission announced more than $1.6 billion in projects, including a $200 million plan to create 50,000 new jobs in agriculture. And that plan is fully funded. In health, following the earthquake, outside observers predicted epidemics, an enormous surge of infection, or secondary amputation due to badly cared for wounds. However, health levels have actually improved in Haiti since the earthquake, due mainly to the massive distribution of drinkable water and the presence of new hospital facilities. Let me go back to the hospital of Mirebalais. For one moment, the construction of the world-class teaching hospital in the middle of central Haiti with 260 beds and 6 operating rooms has started. The opening is only 18 months away. This is, as Miami Herald reports, not only a significant step forward in Haiti recovery, but also symbolize where the Haitian government wants to go as it rebuilds, and underscore the fact that the plan is in motion. We are moving ahead. Like so many elements of the government reconstruction plan, the the new hospital located away from Port-au-Prince and along a new asphalt highway through the central mountains was in the planning stages long before the earthquake. Let me emphasize, our vision for Haiti was formulated the day we took office. We began immediately our plan for leading Haiti to better days and a better life for all. The challenges of the past months have only crystallized our vision and strengthened our resolve to make it happen. The vision was in place. The will and the capabilities were in place before the earthquake. The disaster revealed more than ever the need to pursue our plans to decentralize and build a new Haiti. It showed we were on the right path with our planning and vision, and it focused the attention of the world on our situation, bringing an outpouring of support. Our resolve to complete the work we started is stronger than ever. We believe in the future of Haiti now more than ever. Driven by that belief, the government is doing everything in its power to move ahead, to rebuild the country to our vision, so that it is better and stronger and ready to compete in the regional economy. At the same time, we will be creating jobs and helping the Haitian people rebuild their lives. Our plan is underway and it is working. Job creation is the backbone of our recovery plan and vital to the success of a new Haiti. We are busy attracting private sector investment, particularly in the government apparel manufacturing sector. Haiti's private sector is investing in electricity, tourism, and other business projects. We are working on clean energy with 5 windmills capable of generating 8 megawatts of capacity. The private sector within Haiti believes in the future of Haiti. Recently, we signed an agreement with the US State Department, private Korean investors, and the International Development Bank to build factories, free zone, in the northern region of Haiti and in the metropolitan areas. The principal goal is to create jobs again. We desperately need more jobs and more private investment. We ask the international community and private investors to believe in Haiti, to have faith in our democratic electoral process and act now. We implore the international community to act on their promises swiftly so we don't lose this opportunity nor impede the momentum of the progress we have made so far. If any, in the international community or the private sector or the private investment community are in the wait and see mode because you are unsure of what will happen after the November election in Haiti. Let me say this. The rebuilding of our nation cannot wait. The government has submitted a detailed action plan which has been supported by the international community. We believe in that plan. In mid-August, the Interim Haiti Reconstruction Commission approved the implementation of 29 crucial projects in our road to recovery and beyond. And that's where we need to focus. Because what many have noticed, and to which I can personally attest, is that Haitians from every corner, from every background and every ideology have united behind a single cause, rebuilding the country and rebuilding it into a more inclusive society because we believe in the future of our country. That's why we must leverage this critical turning point, moment in Haiti's stories to deliver what our nation needs from us. As a united people, we must summon our energy, use all possible resources and rebuild. Because we all believe we can do it, because we believe we will do it. Now, everything is ready for election to take place as planned in November, without interruption and without delay. As we look at that important milestone, we must also remember that stability and continuity are key when we rebuild. What will it take to finish the job that we started? More private investments, more jobs, and a willingness to believe in Haiti's future as we do. Opportunities for mid and long-term investment in Haiti are enormous. We need more investors with the vision to look beyond today, to see the substantial opportunities within this crisis. Investors, we believe in Haiti as we do. We are working diligently to improve the way we are currently organized to respond to those who want to contribute or who have questions about the reconstruction process. We also recognize that we must put in place appropriate mechanisms to facilitate the streamlining of certain permitting and administrative processes and improve our communication with private investors. By the same token, it is also important to lessen the administrative weight of some fees for our rebuilding efforts. Cumbersome bureaucratic processes and high fees have the potential to dramatically slow things down at a time when Haiti cannot afford to delay. We are climbing the mountain of recovery and reconstruction, and we need to travel without extra burdens. It is a huge mountain, but we can see the top. We will reach the top because we believe in our journey and in our path. We are asking all of you to work with us on the road toward a new Haiti. We cannot make it real without your footprint. We cannot make it happen without you on the path with us. And Haiti will make it because we believe in the strength and endurance of our people and in the willingness to bring into existence something we all only dream about for centuries. A prosperous Haiti and the realization of full potential this beautiful island offers to our people and to the world. Thank you.